What's up? What's up? What's up? Good evening. Tonight is Tuesday, August 5th. Can I get a roll tide? Up inside the comment box, I appreciate you guys being here for a little Tuesday nightcap edition as Alabama holds its 5th practice of fall camp. So in this video, we'll go over some footage. We'll pipe in Ryan Grubb, offensive coordinator, hear from what he said. Let me know where you're watching from inside the comment box. I appreciate you guys always kicking it with me on the evening times and, of course, live at 10 a.m. Central Time or as live news happens, right? I have my phone here, and I'm laughing. You know, how many parents we got out here, right? You guys getting ready to go back to school? It's crazy because now I'm in, like, the teenage years, and it's like, it's a whole different ball game. Because they're doing all sorts of different things. I got Kaden at work. My daughter's going to dinners, and it's just like, man. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to go live. So, but it happens, man, and it's beautiful. So, but I am praying for you if you do have kids about to go back in school, because once the school year starts, you know what it is. It's grind time, all right? So, Alabama, I'll start the footage over again, and there's a couple things that I wanted to point out, and then here in, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so, I'll pipe in Ryan Grubb, and we'll do what we usually do. Play it, pause it, kind of dive into anything interesting that he had to say. And you know what? Ryan Grubb has been one hell of a soundbite. I think, Coach Kalen DeBoer, pretty mild-mannered guy, certainly says things. Sometimes it can be a little word salady. Kane Womack's pretty good. Nick Sheridan last year, I get it. The position that he was in. Ryan Grubb's great. Ryan Grubb will just come out and, tell you how it is. And I appreciate that, and that's what I loved about Saban. Is Saban didn't, mess around, and so we'll hear from him later on tonight. All right, so let's go over the footage. This is from today, and I put out a video. You might have seen some clips earlier. There's a lot of footage rolling around, but let's pause it, take our time, and enjoy Alabama football coverage. All right, so this is Rico Scott. All right, so the first thing that I wanted to do is clear this up. All right, so Rico, because I've been asking you guys, Timothy, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Thank you so much for being here. And we've been asking, what is Rico's nickname, right? Rico. And so it's Rico Suave. Remember the song? Who sang this song? Rico Suave. So Rico Suave, all right, you can't roll your R's like me. Rico. We're going to call him Rico Suave. I thought Rico the Rocket sounded good because he did run 23.5 miles an hour. Rico the Diesel because the dude is, he's got pipes, but whatever we call him, number 11 come into play. I don't know if he's going to be the number 4 wide receiver, number 3, number 2. I don't know. Rico Scott ain't messing around. So him being in this wide receiver room, you can't wait to see it. Here is Ryan Williams flying onto the pad, right? Little helicopter style. This is Jeremy Bernard, who also bulked up. Same thing with Cole Adams. Cole Adams, I mean, he's smaller in stature, but he's got some big arms on him. This is Derek Meadows, 6'5", right? Here's Cherwig, our walk-on. Someone inside the comment box is like, don't show me walk-ons. This is the footage from the university that they send out. Obviously, this guy's doing a hell of a job because they keep putting him in the highlights. So Cherwig, earn that scholarship and keep doing your thing, man. I love to see it. I'm not mad about it. All right, you got the running backs. You got A.K. Deer, all right, freshman. Smooth, very smooth. By the way, this dude on the video game, and you guys still haven't gotten back to me because, I've been streaming the video game. Do you want me to stream the next season, right? Because I won the Natty. For those of you that followed, it was crazy. Some of those games are wild. Do you want me to continue to stream the next year? Because I'm in the next year. I did the transfer portal. I'm getting ready for the next year. And damn, A.K. Deer in the year 2 is the best back on the team. All right, so you got A.K. Deer, Richard Young. I think I got a couple. I got this recruit named Isaac DeBeer. And I got a transfer quarterback that I'm excited to talk to you about. So we don't have a quarterback controversy, but we have some good quarterbacks. I picked up a really good quarterback out of the transfer portal and a really good tight end. All right, this is, Daniel Hill. I can't wait to see him. So excited. The thing about Daniel Hill, I guess what I'm excited about is to see how they utilize him this year in what packages. Because when you have a it's not often that you have a running back that is, 244 pounds. And Alabama throughout the years has had running backs that are even bigger than him, right? I think the biggest running back that we had, this was before me, was it Eddie Lacy, right? Eddie Lacy was like, I think it was like 255 or something like that. It could be 260. Kyle, shoot your question, man, if you got it inside the comment box. So I'm curious to see if it's like third and short or, red zone or goal line. Do they utilize Daniel Hill? That's where we're going to see him? I don't know. All right, so that's Daniel Hill. I think you have a quick tight end, and I think we go right to the running backs. All right, so the running backs are catching the football. I'm going to continue to talk about this, all right? The running backs catch the football very well on this team, particularly Jam Miller. And today, and I'll play it in just a minute, you got Ryan Grubb, who is he's very high on Jam Miller. He said Jam is the man, all right? And Jam Miller, he's caught, 2 or 3 touchdowns during his career at Alabama. That wheel route, they can utilize him. If you can find him in stride, Jam Miller's going to catch it, and he's probably going to put it in the end zone, all right? So Jam Miller right here, working on the coach. That's a hard catch, actually, to make. Nice little turnaround catch there by Daniel Hill. A.K. Deere, working on the assistant coach. This is Kevin Riley. All right, Riley. And you got a couple other guys who look like they're walk-ons. 34, I don't know who he is. I got to learn the walk-on roster, too. I want to call these guys out. This is their time to shine. That's Ryan Williams. Here's Rico Suave. oh, man. This guy's on fire, okay? Isaiah Horton, man, coach said that he caught a pass, a touchdown earlier today in the red zone. So I think this guy's about to really explode, all right? And then, this is interesting over here. I didn't see this. Do you see 85? Man, he is really taped up. Let's do this real quick. I need to see Alabama football roster real quick. Because I didn't see that today. And I don't know if any of the team reporters talked about it. Let me just do a real quick glance on the roster real quick. 85, you guys see him? Oh, shoot. That's Jack Samarco back here. That's interesting. I don't know if anyone has talked about that. Sometimes they double check like this footage to make sure, that, there's not things that you don't want, the opposition to see or whatever. But yeah, has anybody heard anything on Jack Samarco? Do you see this? I'll go full screen so you guys can see it. I've never heard about an injury with Jack Samarco. And it looks like he's got a tape. It looks like he's almost got a fake leg, right? Jack Samarco is a tight end that transferred in. Alabama has about 8 tight ends right now, so it's not like, oh my goodness. But Dan Carey, what did I miss, dog? Oh, you're binging Any Given Saturday? I haven't seen it on Netflix. I haven't checked it out. All right, so we continue with the footage. I'll watch it. It just takes me some time to I have to really dive into a show. Like, truth be told, I still like watching The Sopranos. I watch The Sopranos all the time. I watch Seinfeld all the time. I don't like to get invested into shows. I don't know. I can't do it. It's weird. All right, you got Johnny Bernard right here on the outside. Nice ball right there, Austin Mack. Attaboy. Get it out to Derek Meadows. Ball has a little bit of wobble. I don't want to freak out, but that ball had a little bit of wobble. I don't hate Ty Simpson. My goodness, chill. That ball had a little wobble. Nice pass to the outside to Cherwig. All right, Keelan Russell. Okay. Gets it out to the tight end to the right. Here's our boy Ty. Nice pass right there. Very good pass. That's Marshall Pritchett. Know the name. Nice tight ball right there, Austin Mack. I have a TV right here that I'm looking at, by the way. Okay, back to the running backs. You got Richard Young. Another pass right there from Austin Mack. Keelan Russell. And you know what? And we'll hear from Ryan Grubb in just a second. He said that, Ryan Grubb said that the only all the quarterbacks have taken reps with the ones and the twos, but he said that the only quarterback that hasn't taken reps with the threes is Ty Simpson. So Ty Simpson has only taken reps with the ones and the twos. All right. I mean, he said that. You're about to hear it here in just a second. Nice catch to the outside for Kevin Riley. Ty Simpson, very nice pass to the outside. Man, this is the first footage, and I mentioned this earlier. Man, Rock Montgomery looks violent, right? Number 55. Number 66 on the outside. And you got Parker Brailsford right there with Jaden Roberts. Number 77, this is Jaden Roberts again. It's good to see some Rock Montgomery, right? I hadn't seen him at all. It's good to see him. I would imagine he's somewhere within the 2 deep, right? Yeah, he does. Thank you, Steven. He looks hungry. 100%. 56, Geno Vandermark, a player that's obviously going to play, a variety of positions for Alabama. Back with the running backs. Is anything starting to stand out when you look at the running backs? I don't know. I mean, they look pretty fluid to me. I think, and I said this earlier this morning, on my 10 a.m. show, I think you start to see separation from the quarterbacks, really everybody, this first scrimmage. The first scrimmage kind of sets the tone for where you're at, right? 78. Oh, let's go look at this real quick. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but look at this. 78 right here. This guy, that is Jackson Lloyd. That's a true freshman, 6'7", 315 pounds. This is Arquella Newgum. He's a transfer in, right, from Ball State. Okay. Probably like the 2s or the 3s. This is Caden Proctor right next to Cam Dewberry. You know what? Look, I get it. It's one clip. But does this stand out to you? That looks like, think about this, all right? Again, there's one clip. But doesn't Caden Proctor at 6'7", 370 pounds, right? 74. Does it look like he's moving? It looks like he's more agile in this particular clip than we've seen. I mean, imagine having to pick this dude up if somehow he's pulling or something like that. Well, I might call him for a false start right there. Look at this. I don't know. He's moving. Damn. Hate to get in front of that. That's 370 pounds, man. Yeah. He's quick, man. He's moving good. Hey, look, he said himself, Caden Proctor, during SEC Media Days, this is Jackson Lloyd right here. He's even moving too. That Caden Proctor said this about himself. He's like, look, I really haven't proved myself and played to my limit. I think that's absolutely right. I mean, we know what he's capable of, and I still think his ceiling is very high, but I don't think Caden Proctor has played to a level that he's capable of. I mean, this is a guy who could certainly be, with a solid season, a top 10 pick in the 2026 NFL draft. All right, looking at the linebackers, that is QB Reese, number 36. This is Daryl Duke Johnson, number 15. That's a freshman. This is Luke Metz, number 26. He's a freshman. You got 35, right? That is Abdul Sanders. Number 21, this is Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. He's fast, man. Super fast. He's kind of a player that plays fast, right? I think that's a walk-on, 29. Number 1 is Damani Jackson. Daniel, I agree, bro. Right? Don't you think Caden should be a top 10 pick? 21 again. This is Drake Kirkpatrick. I asked earlier today who would be kind of the starter at that Husky position. Cam Calhoun, Deshaun Jones, right there, number 7. You got some very healthy quarterback competition. By the way, We got Patriot Life up in the house. Patriot Life, what's up, man? Good to see you. It looks like you are wearing your jersey. Is that right? Yeah, that's what's up, man. There's Bray Hubbard, number 18. All right, a couple more clips to go through, and then we'll go to Ryan Grubb. 31 is Keon Keeley. And 88 right here, this is Isaiah Fega, who I like this dude. I'm not sure people, I don't know where he is in the depth chart or whatever, but Isaiah Fega, 88, man, yo, just watch. I'm telling you. All right, take a 2-second break, and we'll come back and we'll play Ryan Grubb's press conference, all right? Remember, we got game tickets come hell or high water tomorrow. This is the big day. We are spinning the pinwheel, right? 2 tickets to Alabama versus Wisconsin. It's a ticket value of $543. We got a really good lineup. $25 to enter the raffle. How to enter the raffle? Well, we explained it. It's right on the underscore right here. Venmo, Bama underscore YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. If you hit us up today, I obviously got it. I'll show you guys tomorrow who's in it, and then we'll spin it at the end of the day, all right, or at the end of the show. So last night to get in for Alabama versus Wisconsin. Right? All right, give me 1 second, and we'll come back with Ryan Grubb right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Now is a perfect time to subscribe to Bama Football on YouTube with Kyle Henderson. Kyle Henderson has extensive coverage of the Alabama Crimson Tide going into the 2025 season. Alabama versus Florida State is on August 30th at Doak Campbell Stadium. Give a roll Tide inside the comment box. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. That's how long our commercials are. They're 2 seconds. Zio, what's up, man? Good to see you, dog. I didn't give any shout-outs. Let me give some shout-outs real quick. People are like, why you give shout-outs? Because that's the damn show. These are my people. You start your own show. You run your show however you want to. Everybody has an Alabama football show. This is my show. So, all right. Young C, what's up, man? Good to see you. All right, Lib, what's up, dog? Appreciate you being here. Young C, Josh Johnson, the champ. This is good. Plus, this is my family. I literally have no family members out here in Tuscaloosa. This is my family. All right, got my son, my daughter, and that's it. I got the 2 dogs, and my family's the undefeated. All right, Bruce Watson, what's up? Kyle Banks, Mindy, Miss Careless, I see you. Daniel Adams, Jawan, this is our Philippines. This is Bruce Watson, Nick Bolin. Nick Bolin and I. So look, Nick's job, all right, I got something for everybody. Nick's job, he's going to help me get into kind of the racing scene. I've never been to Talladega. I'm not like a country boy. I don't know if you have to be a country boy to like race cars or whatever, but I've never seen that sort of stuff. So if you want to, invite me out, maybe during the off season, what I'll do is I'll do Kyle in Alabama. That is a damn good idea, right? Someone write that down. Kyle in Alabama. You call me out to your neck of the woods. We'll film it, and we'll do some real Alabama shit, all right? You guys want to go fish for some bass? You guys want to go rabbit hunting? You guys want to go in a race car? I don't know. Let's do it. All right, let's see who else. We got Daniel Adams. We got Zio. He's like, how old is Ryan Williams? August 30th. 25 days away, man. What's crazy? We'll do the pinwheel in the morning. All right. Bruce Watson says, I love the commercials. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Rocket Sound. Yeah, Pearl's doing great. She's around here somewhere. Pearl. There's Peach. I see Peach, but I don't see Pearl. Not to get personal. No, T, she got her master's degree. She's off. We wish her the best. Great person. And, we thank for everything that she did. Country Fried. I just want to meet you, Kyle. Yeah, we can meet up, dog, for sure. Kyle, we can go to Talladega. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Come deliver Little River Canyon. All right, let's do it. We'll just call it Kyle with Alabama fans. All right, and we'll figure it out. Damn, Michael, that's a hell of a beard you got there, dog. I like that. All right. Here is, I'll stop the music. Whoosh. So on these interviews, they don't give the reporters a press conference or a microphone. So if you guys probably can't hear what they're saying. I can because of the headphones. I'll reiterate what they're saying, and then I'll play Ryan Grubb. And then if there's something that kind of piques my interest, I'll chime in, and that's how we do, the press conferences on here. All right. So with that said, let's get started with Ryan Grubb. This was from today, Tuesday, August 5th.
Yes, sir.
Made your point to mention get a quarterback named as soon as possible. Are there other positions on the offensive line where the competition is such that there's work to be done? And is there any other position that maybe has some urgency?
Needs some urgency?
Other than the quarterback, is there other? It was kind of a strange question. Is there any other position that has kind of urgency?
I think you got a little bit more time with those, a little more grace. They've been doing a good job of fighting all those battles, and we're rotating a lot of guys in through on that offensive line unit. So I'm okay with the gel taking a little while up front.
How beneficial is it to have guys like Gino or Watson kind of play multiple spots and kind of rotate?
Yeah.
How good is it for Gino Vandermark to be able to play multiple spots on the offensive line?
The flex position, I think, especially an experienced guy like Gino, is extremely important. If you can play multiple spots, especially if you're a guy that can either snap a football or push yourself out to tackle, life's going to be really, really good for you up front because you got guys that can do both.
Ryan, what's kind of the snap plan for quarterbacks heading into week 2 of camp?
What is the snap count plan going into week 2 of practice for the quarterbacks?
Right now, we're keeping status quo. All the guys have been getting 1s, 2s, and 3s, with the exception of Ty. He's the only guy that's not taking any 3 reps. So really it's been status quo. But today everybody got a couple racks with the 1s, and Ty took a couple with the 2s. So we're still moving them around, and the guys know that. There's a pretty clean picture moving forward throughout the week.
And I'm curious to see this coming Saturday is Alabama's first scrimmage that they're having, right? So I'm curious to see how many reps each quarterback gets with the 1s, the 2s, 3s, or whatever, and which quarterback, and I guess more so than that, is which quarterback is able to make plays. Which quarterback is able to hang on to the football, be consistent, because those are the things that offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb is looking for before he names his official starter going into Florida State. Clearly, Ty is the guy, but he said many times that they're looking for a guy that could be consistent week to week and who's able to control the offense and limit turnovers. So, look, I think that for right now, clearly they're still battling. Otherwise, they would have brought a quarterback to media day. And I get it, they were throwing passes with the kids, but none of the quarterbacks were able to talk to the media. And they're not going to have a quarterback talk to the media. Think about that. That signals to us that they're still battling for the job, which is not a bad thing. We continue with Ryan Grubb.
Another coach on staff who's coaching quarterbacks, obviously that frees you up a little bit. How do you divide your time on the practice field?
Yeah, I'm always going to probably hunker pretty close to the quarterback just because of that relationship that I have to have for game day. But it does, at times, especially if there's something specific in a game plan or drill work that I think has to be addressed to see if we can fix some problems, I'm certainly going to be over for those drills on any of the position groups. So the flexibility is huge, and just having guys that you can trust in the quarterback room like Nick is ultra important. How would you?
Yeah, look, I think this is really important what he just said. They asked him, where do you bounce around at practice the most? And he said he sticks with the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks, thumbs up if you agree with this. Do you think that the quarterbacks have been disserviced since 2020? I do. And look, I'm not going back and saying that, this and that from last year's quarterback. I just feel like once Sark left, the quarterback room was kind of mediocre, and that's a lot because of the coaching. These guys, there's been 4 offensive coordinators and 4 different guys working with the quarterbacks. I guess Bill O'Brien did it for a couple years, but that's a big change from Kalen DeBoer, from Ryan Grubb, from Nick Sheridan. Now I think the quarterbacks are getting the attention and the coaching that they definitely deserve. Now, will that translate initially in year 1? I sure as hell hope so. If not in year 2 with Ryan Grubb, but I certainly feel it's vital that Ryan Grubb stays as close to the quarterbacks as humanly possible at practice.
What you've seen from the quarterback since the last time we talked to you.
What have you seen from the quarterback since the last time that we asked you, which was yesterday?
Grown a ton. Spring to now, even first practice to now, has been outstanding. I thought, a couple of the young guys hit a couple bumps early on, and I really thought they played through it really quickly. Sometimes you'll hit that and they'll stay down. They get on the canvas and they can't get back up. But I thought both the guys did a great job, Keelan and Austin, of playing through that. We've had a lot less up and down with the whole room. I think that we've done a good job taking care of football. Again, today there was no picks, and I really didn't feel like the ball was in jeopardy today. And I think that's one of the biggest things is just improved decision-making in the room.
Coach, what have you seen from the running backs?
What have you seen from the running backs?
Jam Miller. He's the man. Love that guy. So Jam's been doing everything. I think
Let's replay that one more time.
you love older guys that don't feel like their skill set's complete. So Jam's been doing everything. I think, the thing about a guy like Jam, you love older guys that don't feel like their skill set's complete. And what I mean by that is I think Jam really wholeheartedly takes on, like, there's things that I can get better at. And he works at them extremely hard. He's very diligent about his process. And so he's a good leader in the room. I think Daniel has showed the physicality we thought with exceptional hands. I think Dre's getting better at pass protection, as is Rich. And so those four guys have really shown a lot of growth. And then even A.K. Deere is a guy that, was really swimming this spring and has showed some promise here lately. Normally I don't talk about those younger guys too much, but just been proud about, his progress the last couple of days has been really good.
That's a damn good update from the running backs because, look, outside of me, you know that I've been rocking with Jam. You know this. So to hear Ryan Grubb be like, Jam is the man, 100%. Like, that's what's crazy is people aren't talking about Jam Miller outside of the Alabama ecosystem. I think it kind of feels like it's just me and Ryan Grubb so far that has mentioned the kid's damn name. It's like, look, he did a good job last year, even the year before. Jam coming back is huge for that running back room. Richard Young, look, he's about to showcase his ability as well. Daniel Hill got a good update from him, and then I guess Draylen Washington is another guy who's turning it up. So, I like it, man. All right, here we go with more Grubb.
And with the depth that you have in the running back room, how many guys are you expecting to see utilized?
These stuff that you need a little bit more of one type of back, and I think that we're lucky that we have a lot of different types of backs. So I think that you normally are going into almost any game, you're thinking there's at least three guys that are going to get, considerable reps.
What have you seen from Jam on pass protection? How is he in pass protection?
Jam in pass protection.
I don't know. He was pretty solid right away. I mean, I would say physicality, but he's always been super physical. I think his eyes have improved, just as far as where his first indicators are at and just following his rules. So I think he was pretty dialed, honestly, even before the spring. But I certainly think he continues to improve on that.
How would you evaluate Isaiah Horton this fall camp so far?
Isaiah Horton, how would you evaluate the new Miami transfer this fall?
Hungry. He's a guy like today. He had a touchdown in the red zone, ran a really physical route in the middle third of the end zone that he had to win on tight coverage and bodied the guy up and made a really, really strong catch. And I think he's a guy that is very critical of himself and aware of the things that he needs to get better at. And I think that's all you can ask out of players. And he's certainly doing a good job of that.
I think that's where Isaiah Horton is really going to kind of elevate that wide receiver room is once you get into the red zone. And I saw this during the NFL Combine, right? When they were throwing in, because he was out there catching passes for Jalen Milroe. And when he was coming across the middle and just kind of running some seam routes, drag routes across the middle of the field, he was kind of displaying his overall length. And I think that he's going to create mismatches because he's 6'4", right? He has a large radius. He's aggressive. He's a bigger wide receiver. So, and that just makes the wide receiver room that much more dangerous having somebody like Isaiah Horton. Isaiah Horton caught 53 or 56 passes last year at Miami. He's not a guy that's unproven by any stretch of the imagination. If he's still at Miami, he's wide receiver number 1 for Carson Beck. That's how talented he is. You got Miami's number 1 wide receiver coming over here to Alabama. I don't know if he's going to be 1, 2, or 3 if it matters, but Isaiah Horton's he's a beast, man.
Shepard said yesterday that Rico's a guy y'all kind of use his blocking techniques as an example for some of
Rico Scott, in terms of like downfield stock blocking?
Drill it, number one. Blocking circuit is for everybody. So for us, we do work extensively. I mean, that part of our game, from a circuit or a drill work standpoint is something I know as a staff that we work every week, every day. And, the receivers are guys that it's really, I guess the point I made the other day in the unit meeting was I said, when I was here in the spring and we were going through practice, I felt like we had to find a guy to pick and point out, like, that's what it should look like. And that was the guy that was standing out. Now, if there's a guy not doing it right and tight hands and good base and things like that, now he's the guy that's standing out. So the room is completely flipped. I think it's a belief system in the room, and they've certainly captured that.
There's a general perception that spring ball is more about fundamentals and fall camp is more about playbook install. That's obviously somewhat of an oversimplification. How much is fundamentals still bleeding into fall camp at this point?
How much is fall camp fundamentals still bleeding into fall camp?
It's got to stay in there all year. I truly believe that. That's a little bit of coach talk and saying the right thing on the mic, but I do. I think that guys can improve throughout the season, and you don't know. It might be the third string left guard that you got to count on by the end of the year. So you got to continually develop young players, and that's a critical part of what we do. And so it has to be the same, in my opinion, all the way through the year. And you got to be able to show them clips of what it used to look like, what it looks like now, and what you want the finished product to look like. And we certainly do that every day right now.
How does the O-line depth look as we're progressing through fall camp?
Really good. Really good. I think, the interior position, as mentioned before, there's a lot of flexibility and guys that can play, multiple spots, including not just Gino. Parker obviously solidifies the inside at the center spot, but Gino is really capable center as well and can play both guard spots. At the tackle spot, we're lucky. We got a couple of young tackles that are starting to progress. And Jackson and Michael Carroll. And then, with Olas, you got 3 young guys that are backing up your 2 starters as it is right now. And I think that we feel really confident in the depth that we have right now.
You were talking about the ability for wide receivers to, the importance of blocking in that. How much of a transition is that for a guy like Jalen Mbakwe, who's kind of still learning the position in that?
Is it hard for Jalen Mbakwe to learn stock blocking because he came from the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's a lot if the culture in the room's wrong. If the culture in the room isn't that, hey, we catch touchdowns, but the expectation is that we're going to block. And when that culture is right, it happens really quick because they're more than capable typically. The athleticism, the strength, all that stuff's normally there. It's more of a demeanor or a mindset. So when the room is right, I think it happens really quick. I think Jalen is one of the guys, we haven't talked about a bunch, but I think he's really settling into his role as a receiver. He's improving on route running. I think his hands are getting better, securing the football. I think he's doing a really nice job. He's shown up quite a bit already.
I like that update, man. You got to think that in terms of camp risers, Jalen Mbakwe is on the rise. I know a lot of people might not know about him other than, hitting the transfer portal for a day and then switching from defense to offense. But Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb just doubled down on the fact that Jalen Mbakwe has been having a solid showing. So there's a lot of positive and really good storylines within that wide receiver room, right? Isaiah Horton emerging as a dog, Rico Scott running 23.5 miles an hour, Jalen Mbakwe, showing his versatility and his growth. I see JTL inside the comment box. He's an LSU fan. And it's crazy. You look at LSU's wide receivers, for example. Like, we all have respect for Aaron Anderson, right? And that was someone who even Coach Saban brought over at the time. But, man, like, you got a better wide receiver unit over here. You really do than LSU. And I think this year Alabama's wide receivers are kind of getting back to when I originally covered the team, Alabama's wide receivers were the best in the nation. And then I think Ohio State kind of took that from them. But I think wide receiver, right now with this group, I don't know if they're 1 or 2 in the nation, but I think they'll showcase that soon enough.
A couple more questions.
What's that mindset flip with the wide receivers from the spring? Was that more coach-led, like, y'all got to get better at this? Was it players stepping up, or kind of what do you think?
Did you guys need to get better from the wide receiver room?
Combination. That's a good question. I think certainly Shep and myself have that type of demeanor as far as the expectations in the room. It's great when you got teach clips from guys like Roma Dunze that are blocking and Jalen McMillan that are more than willing to be blockers, and then you show them NFL clips and Those guys are all expected to insert on hammer nail, and you got Puka Nakua and guys like that that aren't scared to put their nose in there, and the DK Metcalfs of the world. So I think when you're able to show them that and like, hey, this is what it's supposed to look like, and then your guys start doing it, you can start showing it on film and just, positively reinforce what it's supposed to look like. So I think it's a combination of both. That was a long answer for that. I apologize. Holy smokes.
No, but I think you're right, Ryan. I think when you look to the wide receivers, the importance of stop blocking is imperative, and that's something that when you look kind of to the wideouts, it didn't matter if it was Henry Ruggs, it was Devontae Smith. It doesn't matter. Like if you're downfield and the ball is not coming to you, and you see a long play, you better be down there making a block. You better be holding your block for your running back, whoever it is. I like him kind of going into detail on that. What gets you excited about the offense so far?
Man, I'm really excited about the way the O-line's playing, the physicality that they've been showing, and the leadership that Parker's been able to have, and then KP I think is really. It's been so fun to coach him. He's a hungry guy that he obviously is a super talented player and God-given ability, but he works really hard and very diligent about his process. So seeing that, and then just already the improvement in the quarterback room fires me up.
Yep.
500 pounds.
Does it help to have an offensive line that has 3 players that can bench over 500 pounds? Caden Proctor benches over 500, Parker Brailsford benches over 500, and so does Jaden Roberts.
Yeah, it sure does. I've been on the other end of that, and it's not as fun. So, yeah, anytime you get a bunch of guys that can move them from A to B, life's pretty good.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, so that's Ryan Grubb talking about the offense. I mean, he gives such a good interview. And I like Kane Womack's interview too, but it's always good to hear, kind of high level what he has to say in terms of the offense. So he said that kind of in the closing remarks that, the things that he's been happy about over 5 practices is the offensive line, how they're coming along. I think that was really an important answer. Then also he just said that the quarterback play, which I think is the biggest piece of the component, to how good that this team can be. I don't think that when you look to Alabama football, even, like JTL, he's a LSU fan, or, Bama hater gets in here, he's a Miami fan. I think when you look to Alabama, your question marks about the team, if you're outside of the ecosystem, are, does this team have a quarterback? Can that quarterback get? Because nobody looks at Alabama and is like, oh man, are they going to have good wide receivers? Of course they are. They're going to have the best wide receivers in the country. Is the running back good? Yeah, they always have a good running back. How's their offensive line? Whatever. But you're like, is the quarterback going to be the guy this year? Because I think if you look to the defense, and I showed you, I'll show you right now. Give me 1 second. Look, I showed this morning, but I'll show you guys one more time. Alabama fans, remember to like and subscribe to Bama Football on YouTube for constant Alabama football coverage with Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Give a roll damn tide inside the comment box. Just kidding. We'll be right back in 1 second. I showed this morning. Look, I'm going to show you on the other side, all right? Cooler than the other side of the pillow, all right? R.I.P. Stuart Scott. One of the greatest ever to do it. I showed this, man. Look at the defense. This terrifies you, JTL, right? Look at this, man. This is crazy. This is the Alabama defense that's returning. The stars indicate starters from last year. I put one by James Smith because he played over 350 snaps, all right? So, I mean, no matter where you want to go, where's the weak points? Because the thing about it is Alabama's too deep on the defense is ridiculous. And that's what you're going to need. Like, I don't know enough about LSU to be able to, figure out if the too deep is as strong as Alabama, because that is their strength. Alabama not only has quality, exceptional first teamers on defense, but number 2s on the defense is extraordinary. Seriously. Just wait. I mean, it's right here. I'm not making it up. There's a 2 deep for you. So, yeah, that's the show. Did you guys have fun? I had fun. I always have fun. Every time I get to step on the platform and kick it with you guys, I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying my life. It's good. I love this time of year. Sonic, has been banging. They're a summer sponsor. They were wonderful to us. If you want to get into the raffle and throw a Hail Mary at the last second, Venmo, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. Take a screenshot, grab your kid's phone, take a picture with Zelly or Zell. Is it Zell or Zelly? I thought Zelly got closed or canceled or whatever. I don't know. All right, so that's the show tonight, and I appreciate you guys kicking it with me. Jarvis asked me this, and I was asking you guys, when is the next NCAA stream? So do you guys want to see me continue to play the game in year 2 as Keelan Russell takes over at quarterback? Are you guys interested in that? Because I played the last season. It was fun as hell. All right, all my games were close. They were all nail biters. I think that this team will be pretty good. I don't know if they'll be good as last year's team. The defense does return some good components. We got some good guys out of the transfer portal. A tight end that I can't – look, I wasn't able to utilize a tight end last year, and I'm going to change the offensive playbook going into this season. So it sounds like you guys want to see it. Then we'll do it, all right? So maybe you and when you subscribe – like, I get it. People are always like, hit the damn bell. No, literally hit the bell. So, because, I upload a lot, okay? So, hit the bell so you know when videos come out. You don't want to miss a video. How mad are you, honestly, when you see that I've uploaded a video and you didn't see it? I know you're mad. I'd be pissed, all right? So, thanks for rocking with me. You guys are honestly the best. I get it. I'm supported by you. I'm not afraid to say it. This is my craft. This is where I feel comfortable. This is, my place. I have a little bit of ability to be on here, but honestly, there's so many people that are much better than me at this, a 1,000,000%. I mean, even like congratulations to Josh Pate, by the way, for inking a deal with On3. That's tremendous. But what I don't have in talent, I have with work ethic, and I have a very strong work ethic. I always have. I'm not afraid to work. I've had to get a lot more creative in this space because of what I'm working with, right? Like, you guys know, like, this is what I'm working with. So you got to be adaptive. And if you don't adapt, you die. So write that down. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's getting late for me, almost 8 p.m. So, I gotta get the sleeps for the workouts tomorrow morning. All right. If you're in the Tuscaloosa area and you guys want to get a workout in, hit me up. Come out. All right. Sleep well. Rest well. Say prayers. Be grateful for the things that you have in your life. Don't complain. Don't be entitled. Don't be a little baby cry. Because life is life, all right? And life doesn't care. All right, life doesn't care about your problems. So be happy for the time that you have. All right, coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Tuesday, August 5th. Kyle Anderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I love you, fam. Take it easy. Good night and roll damn Tide.
Thanks for watching Bama Football on YouTube with Kyle Anderson. Remember, you can catch him live every single day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Drop a Roll Tide inside the comment box, and LSU stink.